Welcome to Aviation, India. Today we're looking at a helicopter that appears modest when placed next to heavyweights like the H225, yet hides a financial structure just as complex, and in some cases, even less forgiving. The Airbus H145 is often described as versatile, modern, and efficient. And just like many aircraft labeled reasonable, that reputation is exactly where the misunderstanding begins. The Airbus H145 was produced between 2006 and 2014 and remains widely active around the world today. It is typically operated by 2 pilots and can carry up to 8 passengers depending on configuration. With a service ceiling around 18,000 feet and a cruise speed of roughly 131 knots, it is not designed to be fast. It is designed to be precise, stable, and predictable. Its range of approximately 267 nautical miles fits perfectly within its real mission profile. Short to medium distances, high frequency, and operations in demanding environments. This helicopter is not an offshore giant, and is not a pure VIP platform. Its real strength lies in versatility. It is flown by emergency medical services, police units, government agencies, corporate fleets, and professional charter operators. That broad range of use cases is exactly why many prospective buyers underestimate its cost structure. Versatility does not mean simplicity. It means layered requirements, operational, technical, and organizational, all running in parallel. Step inside the cabin, and that philosophy becomes clear. The cabin is compact but highly efficient. There is enough headroom for safe operations, sufficient width for medical modules or mission equipment, and a layout designed to be reconfigured quickly. Internal baggage space sits at roughly 47 cubic feet, limited but functional. Nothing about the H145 is designed to impress through luxury. Everything is designed to work repeatedly under pressure. Financially, ownership begins with acquisition. On the European market, a pre-owned Airbus H145 typically trades around 5 to 5.5 million euros, depending on year, avionics, mission configuration, and maintenance history. Newer aircraft or specially equipped variants sit significantly higher. Many operators finance a portion of that purchase. Financing roughly 2.5 to 3 million euros translates into monthly obligations in the range of 12 to 15,000 euros before the helicopter ever leaves the ground. And that is only the entry point. The real financial reality begins in daily operations. At approximately 300 flight hours per year, a realistic total annual operating budget lands near 1.2 million euros. That figure is not driven by a single expense, but by multiple cost streams working together continuously. Variable operating costs form a major part of that structure. Fuel is a constant factor. While the H145 is more efficient than larger helicopters, it still consumes fuel steadily, especially during hover work, emergency missions, and frequent start-stop cycles. At realistic market prices, annual fuel costs alone can reach 250,000 to 300,000 euros, depending on how the aircraft is used. Then comes utilization-driven maintenance. Engines, rotor systems, gearboxes, hydraulics, and avionics all operate under strict time and hour limits. Many components must be overhauled or replaced regardless of visible condition. Annual maintenance reserves typically fall between 200,000 and 300,000 euros. These costs are not unexpected events. They are planned, unavoidable, and built into the life cycle of the aircraft. Another often overlooked factor is where the H145 sits technologically within its class. Advanced avionics, automation, and safety systems reduce crew workload, but they significantly increase technical complexity behind the scenes. Software updates, system diagnostics, sensor calibrations, and documentation requirements are part of normal operations. Spare parts are generally available, but they are priced at an industrial level. Airbus does not operate in a light aircraft ecosystem. Every intervention follows certified procedures, and every procedure carries a cost. This discipline is what makes the helicopter reliable, but also what makes ownership financially uncompromising. Even when the helicopter does not fly, fixed costs continue without interruption. 2 qualified pilots must remain available at all times. Recurrent training, simulator sessions, and medical certifications are mandatory. Insurance for an aircraft in this class typically reaches high 5 figures or low 6 figures annually. Hangar space, continuing airworthiness management, administration, and regulatory compliance all add to the baseline. In reality, fixed costs alone often approach 700,000 euros per year before a single flight hour is logged. This is where many first-time buyers miscalculate. Flying less does not mean spending less. In many cases, it means spending more per hour. Utilization density becomes critical. The Airbus H145 is designed for high availability. Its economics only stabilize when it flies regularly. Low utilization spreads fixed costs inefficiently. High utilization improves cost distribution, but increases maintenance intensity. Profitability and efficiency are achieved through planning, not optimism. When all factors are combined, average operating costs settle around 4,000 euros per flight hour at 300 hours per year. Fly less, and that number rises sharply. Fly more, and it decreases modestly, but it always remains firmly within the professional aviation category. For this reason, the Airbus H145 is not a helicopter for spontaneous decisions or emotional purchases. It is a professional tool meant for organizations with defined missions, structured budgets, and experience management. For emergency services, government operators, and companies with consistent demand, it performs exactly as intended. For private owners without structured utilization, it quickly becomes a financial burden. Ownership here is responsibility for technology, personnel, safety, and planning. The H145 is modern, reliable, and extremely capable, but it does not forgive improvisation. It rewards discipline, structure, and realistic expectations. The conclusion is straightforward. The Airbus H145 is one of the most balanced civil helicopters in its class, not because it is the largest or most powerful, but because its performance is predictable. For prepared operators, it is a precise instrument. For unprepared buyers, it can quietly turn into a long-term cost trap. This is Aviation India. If this analysis helped you see beyond the brochure, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And tell us in the comments, which aircraft should we break down next? Honestly, and without the hype,